Hey everybody, it's Doug here. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to our continued playthrough of Etherfields, where we have come into the city of dreams and we're working through some sequences to find out who we are and regain our identity. Now that's only what we know so far, but I'm sure there's so much more to this story than that. That just happens to be where we're at today. And for the second time we have wandered through the city and encountered an evil wraith. And this is the miniature for that wraith. That wraith starts here on this spot, and this is the card for the wraith. It is a slumber card that shows the stats and what we have to do to defeat it. Now we need to stay in the light, and we need to make sure that he doesn't place us in darkness. If we go 4 whole turns against this creature, then we're going to lose. How do I know that? I know that because of here. So we spawn the wraith. We're going to have to make a quick deck of 4 cards. I think I may have already done it in the last episode. I don't remember at the end if I did or not, but it doesn't really matter. We'll do it again. And let's see what we get. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then we'll flip them over and see what we have. So that's going to be the first one that comes out right there. Okay. And that means that we are going to have a situation where he's going to move and do his basic effect and then morphing effect. Now he doesn't have, well actually he does have a morphing effect, which is to discard a light token. We don't have any on the board right now, so that's okay. Anyway, let's get right into it and get started with our continued playthrough of Etherfields and see if we can take on this wraith in 4 turns and move back into the city and follow up on heading to the next dream gate that we're going to enter. All right, let's get started. As you can see, we have 2 keys. We have our mask, we have our discard pile, we have our hand. Now remember, this our free spirit can actually do more with that and can have a hand size of 2 more because of our mask of devotion. So right now we have 4 cards. We're going to draw up to 4 more. We can have normally 6, but we can have 8, so we're actually going to draw 4 more. And hopefully we resolve all this before we enter a dream and we get to recycle all our cards. But here's what we have: quite a few cards. I'm going to take these over. We're going to check this out and see if we can defeat this wraith very quickly and draw it into us. Now let's do the same thing with our specialist. So the specialist has 3 cards in hand. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3 because he can only have a hand size of 6. Now we do have this card as well. If we have 4 of these. I can't remember the names ever. I think that's cunning, or awareness rather. In progress cards, we can actually take that special action. We also have 1 for the free spirit, but we haven't encountered any of those things that we can do yet. But anyway, these are their hands. Let's go over and see if we can deal with the wraith. Okay, so we got our decks here. Now, one of the things that's interesting, and it doesn't say this in. Hold on, I got the wrong thing here. Just a moment. There, let me get that correct. I thought that felt a little thick. I picked up her whole deck. One of the things it doesn't say, as I've been going through this, is to reset their decks in the middle of the moving through the city. So I suppose as a reward or something, you might be able to do that. Looks like you can't do it now. So we will end up having to shuffle, which does put stress on our characters and that we have to get rid of. And we have some stress already. The free spirit has 2 and the specialist has 1. Anyway, I don't know if we want to sit tight, maybe back up and let the wraith come to us, but we only have so many turns. Now, there is a thing on the wraith for 7 awareness. I can place a light token here. So we could move and do that, and the free spirit might be able to if we take a look at her hand. I haven't decided who's going first yet. So let's take a look. And again, the first second, it's really fluid. We've got a lot of cards that aren't that. And to defeat the wraith, we have to do 6 points worth of cunning, which we could absolutely do, but it has to be done between the 2 characters and in stages. And we also could get that back out for her. That Pathfinder ability is really powerful, though we may end up having to put it back at some point. We also have our Spirit one, which allows us to get tokens out. I'd kind of love to get those out of there, but we also again have to defeat this wraith in only 4 turns. So with our specialist, we don't really have the cards that would allow us to. We have this one that gave us 3 wrath, And then we have 2 that could do that, but that's at the expense of taking damage or stress to the character. Can we get enough wrath here? I don't think we can. We cannot. So we have to plan our turn pretty carefully. Like, what are we going to do? We can move, we can attack. I do think it might be worth going and placing a sun token there. But as I realize this, what the bad guy is going to do this at the end of this round, he's going to use his morphing ability at the end. Which means that if I do place a light token there, he's probably going to take it off. So, because his morphing ability is add, discard, it's add 1 morphing, discard all light tokens. So I don't know if there's any ability to do that. And morphing can be really bad. It means he becomes more powerful. The Wraith becomes more powerful. Also, we want to avoid these areas because neither of these, I think this one's okay if I'm not mistaken. And there's some things we can do up here. It says if the current turn suite is a heart, ignore stress during this dreamscape. If we're in this area, we're not, but it is actually a heart right now, so we would be able to have this ability if we were up here. And so there's an option we could have the bad guy chase us up here. We also have this Strange Hood special effect. Each dreamer steals 1 card, but remember, we're not up there to deal with it. If you're in the indicated quirk space, you may assault this guy for 8, or contact him for 4 and discard the Strange Hood. But we've never gone up to that tile. I don't know if this takes effect all the time. It just says special effect. There's no special effect on the current turn card, so I guess it wouldn't go. But if there was, maybe that triggers for the whole map, and there is a good reason to go up there and take care of him. That's a problem. But again, that space is in darkness, and I don't want to have to go up there. We can't defeat the Wraith outside of the light. So I think what we'll do is I am going to, because I do want to get some of the spirit token cards out on our dream board. I think that our free spirit is actually going to get this out for 4. So we have 2 here with the secret door. I'm not worried about the secret door at all that we'll spend. And then 2 with hurry hurry. So we'll spend those 2 to put 4, and we're going to put this out as a progress card as opposed to using the ability, just the count for it. So this is whenever you steal a card, which we may have to do with this guy. Place 1 spirit token on the dreamer board for each of these cards. So we're going to do that. So she's going to, this turn, this action, so she'll go first, basically. She'll be the first player. We're going to get rid of those. We're going to discard those in her discard pile. And the next time you look at her board, this will be a progress card attached to her board. And that is going to be her action. Now let's take a look at the specialist. What does he want to do? He doesn't have, I mean, I'm looking through his cards, he really doesn't have, I've been so tempted to get this out, but we can place the ladder, it says on dark spaces only, so we really can't do that here. Anyway, so that doesn't help us unless we move. I've been tempted to move them back and let the Wraith come chasing us, but again, we only got a few turns to deal with him. But maybe we'll do that. We're going to spend we're going to spend one of these to get, basically, we're going to use that for a movement. And how do I think if you've been watching long enough, you know that how you do that, but I'll share it anyway. If you look at this card, it says you can move for 1 of these for each movement space. So he's just going to move back there. Now it's going to be his turn. Now we're going to go to the free spirit. Now I can end their actions at any turn, at any time, just say I'm done. I don't have to spend all the cards. I could get also the Pathfinder out, but I don't know if I want to bother with that. I think we're going to see how many cards do I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I can get 3 more cards for her. Right now I can only get 1 more card for the specialist, and we don't have the best set of cards. What we do if we decide to attack with Wrath. So I do think I do need to get rid of 1 more card to move her. I think we'll get rid of we're going to get rid of, I'm going to get rid of an effort for the specialist just to move her back with the, sorry, not the specialist, but the free spirit, just to move her back with the specialist. And we're going to end it right there. I want to draw the Wraith in. This isn't going to take effect, so I'm not too worried about this. Let's take a look at this one, because I haven't looked at this one in a while. Let's draw and place 1 dream straight. Okay. If there is a quirk slot in here, it says cautious repairs. All stairs and are inactive Oh, okay, I haven't really been looking at that on the map. I don't think we have a problem with that. I think, does that mean here? Does that mean we can't go on the stairs? Because that's what that looks like. I'm going to have to look this one up, but we're not moving there anyway, so I'm not too concerned about it right now. All right, that's going to mark the end of that. So the next thing that's going to happen is we are going to do what the Wraith wants to do. So we're going to take these steps. The first thing we're going to do is roll the movement die, see how far the Wraith moves. Last time he would have clearly got to us, perhaps. Oh, only one. Okay, so we'll move right there. That's not great for us because I was hoping he would move all the way. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to trigger the basic effect of the Wraith. Okay, it says each dreamer at range 0 or in a darkness space, we have neither of those, suffers a stress. So we don't have to worry about that. We're okay there. Then we're going to do his morphing effect, and his morphing effect is add 1 morphing token. We'll get that out, and discard all light tokens. There aren't any. Now I think that means tokens, not the ones that there's no light tokens on the board right now. But I think if it was printed on there, I don't know if that would happen or not. But we're going to get this out, and I'm going to shuffle in here and grab a morphing token. See what we get here. Okay, morphing token is going to be +1 stress. So when the Wraith does stress to us now, instead of doing 1, it will do 2. That's not great. And then it says after that to discard and discard. So the loot thing would be, if we defeated him right now, we'd get each dreamer would seal would only once conceal 2 cards to gain a ether, but we don't want to do that. So flip that over. We'll take a look at the next turn card. It's going to be basic effect, move, basic effect. So we might suffer from this basic effect, but that would be it. We're going to drop some more cards. I'm just going to grab them from here. And the Free Spirit has right now 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to get 5, 6. Really? Why did she use 4 cards? Okay, yeah, because I put out that card. So 4 more for the Free Spirit. Her deck is depleting rather quickly because she can have 8. And then for the Specialist, I think he only used 1. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so he's only going to get 1 more card. Hopefully it's a good one. But I think we can pull this off if we can lure. We only got a couple more turns left to lure the Wraith in. I'm a little concerned. And I don't know if I want to get any closer. Okay, so let's take a look at what we got from the Specialist. Slap, that. Now, he will not do a morphing effect, so we might be able to move up and attack. Let's see if we can get that done. We can. We certainly have the ability to do that. I have enough Wrath here, rather, not Wraith, to attack it. I got 2, 4. It needs, how many? 6, right? 6. So there's 2, 4 there. So we would have to go 2, 4, and 3. That would give, or maybe, yeah, we'd have to use all of these and take a stress to make that happen with Wrath. Rather, I keep flipping that. He's a Wraith. I'm using the stat of Wrath, and we can get 1, 2, 3, 4. We can definitely do this because we have these, and I can seal this card, which would give her a spirit token because of the spirit card that we placed out. And it fuels some of her special abilities. So we can do that for sure. We can get 3 there, 4, 5, 6 right there. Okay, so I think it might be good to go and attack the Wraith and get him done before he can damage us. So the first thing we have to do is move. Now let's see, can I get enough movement in without using the cards that I need? That is going to be a problem. I need 1, 2, and I can. Well, can I? Yeah, 2, 4, 6. I only need 1 of these. Yeah, so, okay, we'll spend this one for the movement. We will spend this one for the movement. And I need 1 of those efforts to stay on here. And we'll spend, that's going to give us 2. I need 3. 2, 4. I need, I can only move 2. That's not going to be quite, oh wait, yes, I can, because a offensive attack can be in 2. I only need to move 1, actually. Oh, I can't do it diagonally. This is terrible. I can't move in there and attack him. He's in darkness. I need to draw him out, so I guess we're not going to move. We're going to try and outlast him 1 more turn. Let's see what happens. I think we're going to stop right there. We have everything we need to defeat him. We just need to get him to us. So I think we're just going to take a chance, take the risk, and do it. So first off, he runs his basic effect, which is each dreamer at range 0 in darkness takes stress. We don't have to worry about that, so the basic effect doesn't happen. Then he's going to move. Hopefully he moves 2. I think he will. Yeah, that means we roll this die and then we roll it again and see what happens. So he will move his full movement plus, so he will get to us this turn. This is good, except now he does his basic attack on us, which is each dreamer is going to take a stress, but we're unfortunately going to take 2 stress. This isn't good. I know we're going to clear it off eventually, but that puts the free spirit up to 4 stress, and that's halfway to dying, and 3 stress for the specialist. But now it goes back to our turn, because then we're going to discard this card, and that is the Wraith's turn. So the Wraith did us some dirt this time around. We got 2 turns left. He's going to morph again. We don't want that to happen. And his special effects can go off, so we're going to seal a card. But we're going to take him out this turn. So let's, now we can't draw any cards. We're at a full hand size, but let's take a look. Can we get 1, 2, I was wondering if we can do it with Cunning, but I don't believe we can. We can't. So we're going to have to do it with Wrath, which is fine. So we got 1, let's see what we can do without spending too many, getting any more stress. 1, 2, so there's 4 right there. I need 2 more. Okay. If you want, nope. So actually, I think one of these, yeah, I need to burn for, yeah, I'm going to seal one of these for 3. That's that. And then we got 1, 2, 3 right there. So there's 6. Now I'm sealing this one with the free spirit, so that's not great. But actually sealing for us does not hurt us as bad as normal, because we get to get a spirit token for her, which fuels a special ability. So I'm using this special ability of hesitation. It can be done immediately. You don't have to wait for anything. It could be done out of my turn even. And I'm going to seal this card for to gain 3 Wrath. So that card is sealed. Wait, does she have? She has some. No, she does not have any other sealed cards. So we're good there. But that does allow me to put a spirit token on her board. And that's that. Now, because of that, we get to put a progress token, a Wrath progress token, on that card. And again, we discarded these 2 for the additional 3 that we needed. So her turn, her deck is rather depleted. And that was her action. Now we're going to go back to the specialist. Now he can accomplish this too. He really can. So we are going to have to take a stress, because we're not going to have enough. We're going to have to use one of these for 3 to take a stress, and it says I can use it any time, but I have to take a stress for it, so we'll plan for that. Then I got we need 3 more, right? So we got that in the bag, because I have this card. That's 1, and then I can use one of these ones for 2, and that's 6 right there. We got it, and so I did have to take 1 stress for that though. So I'm going to put their decks back for just a moment. We're going to wrap this up. These are going to be discarded. And the specialist is going to take another stress. He's up to 4 as well. So we've got to try and figure out ways to clear that stress out. That is bad news for us. And that means that so far so good though on the attack of the Wraith, because that will put another progress token. Now I didn't even look at the reward for this. What is it? Each dreamer may seal 1 card to cure 1. Well, that might be worth doing. Now, because we defeated him before any of that triggered, he's done. He's off the board. We defeated him. We're going to go back to the cityscape now and continue our adventures there. But we are going to get that reward. I want to look up Cure 1 and make sure I understand what it does. Had a hard time finding it, but apparently it does what I expected. We can seal a card to gain 1 health back, or 1 stress gone. I do think we're going to do that. But we're going to come off this board. We are now back out of the dream world, out of the slumber sequence, and back to the board. And we're going to continue on, because something special is about to happen pretty darn soon. So we'll take a look at that. Well, I don't know if it actually is going to happen. We're probably going to get to our dream first. But let's continue on and go back to our player boards and take care of this action. Okay, so the Pathfinder, if we want to heal one of these stress, we're going to have to seal a card. I think we will. I think we'll seal. I like that one. I think we'll seal this flashback one. Yeah, we'll seal this, and that means we got 2 sealed cards, but we get to get rid of one of these tokens. That's good for her. Now her deck is really low. We got to be careful, because she will take more stress to replenish her deck if we need to. I have a feeling though, as we enter the dream world, we're going to get. I hope we're going to get to heal some of that. Now for him, I think we'll just discard that. We're going to seal the pocket ladder, even though I keep wanting to do that. pocket ladder, but I think this is more important, and we're going to get rid of 1 stress. And now we're going to go back to the Dream City. So after soundly defeating a second Wraith, and by the way, I still can't get enough of that miniature. It's such a cool figure with the guy standing with his head down, the Wraith coming out over him. It's just unbelievably cool miniature. We are going to go back here now. As you can see, we were down here. This is where we got the key. We had another Fate encounter, and then that's when we encountered the Wraith. So for our next action, we're simply going to move to here. Now we are going to encounter the next... I was thinking we were going to go up that way. I don't have an ability even through a secret way, and we have this needle lift. We could use a secret tunnel for free without having to spend the requirements or secret passage, but we don't have one there. The only one there you can see comes from here down to here, and that we were already past that. So we are going to go down to here where we're going to encounter the special slumber card, and I have not seen this yet, so I don't know what it does. Let's turn it over and see. Oh, I finally get to know what the delta phase is. That is fantastic. Okay, the current dream cycle ends and a new one begins. Now resolve the delta phase instead of a slumber. Each dreamer may choose one option. Cure all of their... Okay, here we go. Here's where we get to do this, and it's going to be an obvious no-brainer for us. We need to cure that. Cure all of their stress, unseal all of their cards, unflip all of their progress cards, reshuffle their influence deck, restore their masks. I could change out the masks. I've been really tempted to change out the mask for the Free Spirit with the Ghost Mask. I'm going to think about that, but I think this is the one we're going to have to do. Then reset hours to your limit depending on the players. We haven't been able to do that either. So with 2 players, we're going to set it back to 4 hours. That's good. That gives us an hour to spend on movement. Then we're going to shuffle the slumber deck and place the delta phase at the bottom. Keep on moving down this endless road, but take a detour sometimes to visit dreams shrouded in mists of your desires and memories. Okay, so we're going to, for the moment, take that into account. I'm going to use the action of reducing all of the stress so that they each had 3. Man, I wish I had not sealed those cards now because I did not know what that would do. But now I do, and I'm not going to retcon it because I wouldn't have known it if I was playing the game normally, and I am playing the game normally, so I wouldn't have known that. And that means that we would have taken that action and that course of action. So that's fine. I'm not freaking out about that. We did seal a card, but actually it benefited us to seal the card with the Free Spirit because we have the tokens now to do that. Actually, should I have 2? I think I should have 2, right? Yes, I have 2 Spirit tokens now because of sealing cards. That means now, as you can see here, one of her special abilities we can use is to discard the top of her deck and spend any number of spirit tokens to gain these. So that is really helpful to us. All right, and then the last thing we're going to do is reset the hours to 4. I've done that on the board. Don't have to show that to you. Now, the hours don't do that much for us right now. It basically just allows us some extra movement. And not on this map, but on the dream maps. Okay, next we're going to go to here, to the shop. Do I want to shop again? I don't. We don't have the ether to do that, so we're just going to bypass that and head to our next dream. Now, I do have to quickly, just before I get on, I'm going to shuffle the slumber deck again. And there's only 3 cards in the slumber deck right now, but I'm going to just shuffle these up. And then put this one again on the bottom. That's how that goes. Okay, but we are here now. Oops, sorry, bang the camera. We are here now at Alone in the Dark. So we are going to actually do this. It says, "Gate to a new dream. Not all alone in the dark. Rather, nothing bad ever happens in a cloud market at night, right? Hint: in this dream, you'll find new ways of cooperation along with many useful items. Good." So this takes place in suburbia where we are, and it requires us to spend 2 keys, which we have. So we're going to spend our 2 keys, and that will get us into this dreamland. That is awesome. And so we spent the 2 keys. We're there. And then it says we're going to do the setup. Now, each dreamer may cure 2. Well, I wish I knew some of this stuff before getting into it. Or unseal the top 2 cards. Their top 2 cards. Okay, we can do that because we only each have 2 cards sealed. That's great. Then we're going to take all 1/02 secret cards and tiles. We're going to reveal both setup tiles. Place tile Z face down on C1. Don't look at the front of the tile. Okay, we'll start this process. I'm going to get this all set up, and then here's our goal. It says, find and free the dream manager, or monger, dream monger rather, no, dream manager. A hint, it would be wise to make notes and draw a map. Okay, that's interesting. I don't really want to do that, but we'll see. And then special rules, assault 5 to discard 1 of whatever these tokens are, and if we run out of turns, we have a problem. Okay, so I'm going to set that up. We're going to enter a new dream, which means the slumber map is going to go away for the moment. And that means that the also the cards that are on it, the quirk cards will go away. But let's get this set up. I'll set it up off camera and show you what we have in store. All right, here we are set up, and I will zoom in as appropriate on these tiles, but we apparently have entered into some kind of diner and market area, which you can see the exit. We're standing near the exit right here. I've got our specialist in this space and our free spirit in that space. There's like a set of table and chairs here. There's a counter over here, a door over here. Doesn't look like it goes anywhere. And it says closed market. The tables and chairs are all flopped over. It gets dark as we head into the room, and there appears to be some kind of corpse sitting right there on that tile. I don't know if you can see it clearly enough, but if you can, I hope you can. And then down over here we had this tile, the Z tile. It says place face down on C1. That's what we've done. So it is there. We don't know what it is. I haven't looked at it. And there is a stack of cards that we still have for this scenario. Now there is also a stack of items which I've put in our item pool that we might be able to get during the game that came specifically from this segment. And then there's a story bit. And then we're going to look at some other cards that we have in play for this dream. And so I'm going to read this segment now. Heavily spoilers here. If you don't want to be spoiled, stop now. Okay. A week has gone by since we passed through the rift. Nights last much longer than days here. The thick fog obscures everything. The city is huge, like an endless maze. Nothing here is ordinary. We stay in bizarre hotels. Nobody asks for payment. That's a plus. The second is we don't have to sleep at all, so we don't waste time on it. There's probably no hunger here either. On the other hand, there are some issues. Sometimes our legs refuse to obey as if they were made of rubber, or we lose our voice, or our things vanish into thin air. We leave a room, and when we come back, it's different. Additional doors appear, and we see new buildings outside the window. People we meet sometimes change into something else within a blink of an eye. What's even more strange, they occasionally transform into something we have always known but don't remember who exactly they are. It's like a powerful deja vu. A double-decker taxi stops next to the old closed market with a sign. Everything, but nothing for free. We are here, so that means we are implementing the find someone who can know what's going on option. This certain someone disappeared a few days ago in this place. When they were purchasing the goods they traded, the taxi driver thanks us and drives away without charge. We wonder why the driver spends days chauffeuring lost souls around another loser. That was a few hours ago. Now we are inside and looking around, trying to pick out any details from the impenetrable darkness. Whenever you run out of closed tokens, the little red ones with the white slash tokens, during this dream, and you have to place one, take one of the tokens from the furthest night space from your dreamer. Okay, and that's what it says to do. Now, that's the storyline. So we pulled up in this taxi into this market. We're looking for someone who knows what's going on, but we also have these other two cards. And this one says, this card is active until the dream ends. Searching in the dark for 2 cunning and 2 awareness, 2 cunning, or we can resolve the spyglass symbol script in your space. Anyway, that's that one. And by the way, there is one in our space right here, for example. And then we also have this one. Place this on the entity slot. This card is active until the dream ends. Something in the dark. Each dreamer places one of their tokens on adjacent space, max 1 per space. Each dreamer in a space with these tokens seals 2 cards. That's if it takes effect. So, like right now we do have its basic effect at the end of this turn will happen, and its special effect. Each dreamer in range from any one of these suffers one stress. Then each dreamer in a night space places one in their space, max one per space. And the tokens that they're talking about are these right here, right there. So those are the tokens that we'll be placing down. And it does say that we don't do that unless, of course, it triggers, so it doesn't just happen automatically. And then we also have another stack of cards. We don't know what to do with them yet, but I'm sure we will get instruction on what to do. And that is, of course, our alone in the dark scenario that we are in right now. Okay, guys, I'm going to end this episode here so that we can, in next episode, my computer will stop beeping at me and we will be able to play through this scenario. I don't want to take you out the immersion with all that noise going off, which I'll have to fix right now. Anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. I hope you're still enjoying the Etherfields playthrough as we're about to head into our next dream, Not Alone in the Dark. Thanks, take care, and I will talk to you soon.